Hey guys. Um so I wanted to come on here. I'm glad I went to I literally forgot all about my support group meeting tonight. I was able to go. I was obviously at least 10 minutes late. I ended up getting a ride there and a ride home from my dad, but she's one of the clients that comes there, but she brought gifts for people. She's a really nice person. I will say I don't expect anybody to get me anything, you know, as far as the group goes or really in general. Um but she had pulled something out of her bag, her Banana Republic bag, and I've seen these on Facebook. There's a website where you can actually they have an app, but the app is incredibly cool. Um but it's these bracelets made out of the animals, I think bones. Um but it's called Fallow. It's an app where you can track so the bracelet that you get or that you buy of that animal, you can track that species of animal. And I almost broke into tears because this is an animal that actually was believed to go extinct due to hunting. Unfortunately, this is a species of animal that was extinct due for it to kill livestock, but it is a species of wolf, and wolves are notorious for killing wild or domesticated animals, and there's a big reason why that is. Why people are having an issue with them in Northern California to Mexico. It's because wolves are predators, meaning that farmers have livestock, but what really people, I guess, don't quite understand or may want to learn about, wolves are killing livestock for food. They're not doing it. They're not. They're. That's their natural behavior. Because again, they had to fight with us with bison. Because bison weren't just what the natives grew up or really hunted and was a source for them, but it was a source for carnivorous animals. They lived. There's the prey animals, and then there's the predators that rely on things like bison, whether traveling in packs. Again, Native Americans shared all of the Great Plains with some of the ideal carnivores that walked the earth many years before natives did. Um, to really think about that in perspective. But the bracelet Soph got me from this app is a red wolf bracelet. Now, red wolves were and still are, so they are a protected species, meaning they are critically endangered. Their numbers are increasing or decreasing a lot. But this is actually an animal that was this was an animal that was mentioned. There's a guy who lives in the woods in a cabin, but Forrest Galante and his wife visited him, and he lives out in the middle of the woods and doesn't allow trespassers to come even near his house. He was very skeptical about letting Forrest and his wife Jessica go in, because they had to introduce themselves what they were doing as they were walking in. This man had a pelt of an animal that Forrest and Jessica had asked if they could collect some of the hair samples, because this guy mentions an animal which is a cryptid known as an Ozark howler. And I've heard many sightings of this animal. When I think of the Ozark howler, I think of a lot of the region's animals, and that's what I thought of at first. Is it's an animal, it's animals in that region that combine parts to make one animal. Um, was there any proof of the Ozark howler? There was. Thor, come here. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, it's a man. But the Ozark howler was actually, many people would describe it having a cat-like body or a canine-like body with antlers, or even some say it was more built like a cat than a canine. There was a lot of descriptive information about this cryptid, but unfortunately, are actually watching Forrest's show Extinct and Alive, Extinct and Alive. It turns out that the hair samples they took were a match, and the guy who heard this animal howl was able to pinpoint what animal it was, and Forrest and Jessica took him to a red wolf refuge in California where they keep red wolves and other, especially red wolves, because they're being hunted towards extinction because the livestock, people having livestock, um but many of these wolves were hunted out. There was a crap ton of them. It was a high number though, extremely high. And the howling they had, Forrest had recorded, and the guy's name was Moonshiner, or he was known of making moonshine, the beer or whiskey that is signature, um but they nicknamed this guy Moonshine. um but yeah, he would recall hearing these howling like near his cabin, these obviously Ozark howler having a deep howl but very vibrant. And what had happened was the collect sample, Forrest and Jessica took, because they're both zoologists and biologists. Um, the hair turned out, because that's DNA of an animal. They were able to analyze it, and it came back as canine, belonging to a red wolf, and pinpointing that this was the howl this guy heard in his cabin was confirmed to be a red wolf. Um, and when Soph pulled this out of her bag, I said, "This is a red wolf. This is not." But it is really cool. I will show you guys the app. I did download it. But here is the. So we're going to track our first animal. So obviously we have the red wolf, but this is the app. You can spin. So this is a globe you can rotate. You can access the shop right from there. But if you, so right now we're in the animal category, so they have, so the animals they have selected, they have whale sharks for bracelets, giraffes, rhinos, koalas, sea turtles, wolves, snow leopards, sharks, dolphins, and elephants. But let's see what they have for the wolf. But here, so it explains basically each bracelet comes with a real wolf to track. So what is really cool is you'll be able to track that species that your bracelet is on. Since this is a red wolf, we'll be able to track a real red wolf in the wild. Meet your wolf and learn their story. Reveal exclusive stats, photos, and updates along the way. Scout their path on a 3D tracking map. But it says, how are you helping? Basically, so it's called SAFE. That's the abbreviated. It's called SAFE, but it stands for Saving Animals from Extinction. So yes, this is the American red wolf. But these are many of the animals that are. So we've got we can track. So these are all the animals we have not collected. Gorillas is another one. Lions, manatees, orcas, penguins, polar bears, red pandas, seals, sharks, sloths, tigers, turtles, whales, whale sharks, wolves, dogwood pink. But moving on, let's scan our wolf here, which I'm guessing we just open your phone camera and scan the QR code inside. Tear to meet your animal. Alright, cool. Oh, shoot. Don't mean them. Here's our bracelet. I'm going to put the bracelet on. This is awesome. Here we go. Here is our wolf. And we're going to, let's see if we can do this. Take pictures while using app, yes. Weird. I don't know why it's not going through. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna figure this out tomorrow, but thank you all for watching. Have a great night. I am gonna put the bracelet in back in the thing with the card. That is an awesome gift, and Soph, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Um, I mean, this gift is rare, but thank you for it, and yeah.